What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Aster, one of the hottest new cryptos or relatively new cryptos in the space. And it's been absolutely on fire. It has CZ, the previous owner of Binance, talking about it, commending it actually, and outing it as one of the biggest USDT holders on BNB. Um, I think it could actually do very well. I'll grab some examples. I'll look a little bit at the chart and I'll look a little bit about the fundamentals of this project. I think it could do really well. Uh, if it can do a 100x, you'll have to watch the rest of the video and let's get into it. All right, so here we are at the chart of Aster. As I said, it's relatively new. It only has a few. I'm on the daily chart. It only has a few days of being live on the BNB network so far. Um, Still, it has done really well. Ever since the start, it's not really had a big crash, which you usually see in these newer projects. And yeah, other than basically almost doing a 2.5x, it's recovered a little bit back down to 1.7, which is still a very big increase. And I personally bought around this price level. Now, I expect it to go up considering it's so new and considering all the hype surrounding it. As I said in the intro, CZ of the former owner of Binance has publicly supported the project, I suppose, has given it a shout out at the very least, has said that they're one of the biggest holders of USDT on the BNB network or the Binance Smart Chain network, um, which in itself is a very good thing because it means they have actual value behind their project as opposed to a lot of these meme coins who do not have any backing behind them whatsoever. So that in itself is a very good sign to me for a relatively new crypto, or at least one that has adopted a new name. It did have another name in the past, Apollo something, but right now they're this DEX platform called Aster on the BNB network with actually a lot of support from both CZ and YZI Labs, which is formerly the Binance Labs, Binance startup projects, basically. And a lot of former employees of Binance are actually working for this project. So I think it's safe to say that Binance has some relatively big ties to it, and Binance being one of the biggest exchanges hosting a lot of trading volume. If they manage to shift some of that volume into Aster, or maybe even more than it already has, I think that in itself is a very good sign and will push the price higher. Come volume, come value is what I always say, because the more people that start to use a certain project or product or whatever, the more money flows into it, and as money flows into it, the value increases naturally. So that is already what I think very good news. And other than that, it's very hot right now. It's a new project. It has a lot of momentum. People like perpetual trading, leverage trading, and I think I think all these factors combined could actually increase the value dramatically. And if we look right now at the current market cap, you can see that it is a 2.93 billion dollar market cap. And as we can see, there's like a lot of news coming out about it. Becomes second largest protocol by daily earnings. Soar further, blah 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 blah. Bitwell's files the holding hype the tokens directly, and we can see the community sentiment is very bullish on it. Now, if we look at the current market cap, 2.93 billion, which seems very steep, but I think puts it at a very prime place, because I've talked about this in the past. I like buying projects around the $2 billion market cap because they're relatively stable as opposed to very low market caps, which are quite easy to tank, quite easy to be rug pulled and stuff like that. I think a $2 billion market cap is usually a very good sign because it has actual volume and value behind it. Now, what it also does is it leaves enough room for a token to grow, because with the current, if we look at the current, let's see, let's grab the main chart. If we look at the current crypto space in itself, we can see that the total crypto market cap is around 3.8 trillion right now. and we can see these ratios of the top cryptos. Now, these ratios, they do not change a lot. We can see Binance with its 136 billion. It's not very likely for any token to surpass that very quickly. We all know XRP, BNB, Solana, obviously Tether, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Now, yes, there can be some shifts in this area, but usually the biggest runs are from this area up to like that $10-15 billion market cap. So we can see the main competitor of this project, Aster. We can see Hype right here. Now, Hype already took a little bit of a hit on the launch of Aster, and it's basically a direct competitor, but the one Aster is being backed, well, not really being backed, but it's sort of being backed by Binance. And as we can see, Binance has a lot of volume, and it could start to shift that into the other token. Now, if we go back to the Aster price, we see 2.93 and we see 14 billion. So I think it's very likely for this price, at the very least, to possibly double, maybe triple. And I think it's very likely to reach this $1 billion market, this amount of market cap. Now, that technically is not a 100x. I personally don't see a 100x happening anytime soon, because this would have to 100x as well. And that would put it as the second biggest crypto, or the third biggest crypto in the world. And I do not see that happening yet. Maybe over time, over the years, as Aster, if Aster evolves and moves with the times and actually becomes a very stable project or bigger project, but it would have to surpass even BNB itself right now. So I do not think that will happen, but I think it's very likely we could see a 2x, 3x, 4x on this price level. So that is what I'm aiming at. And that is what I purchased the token for. So I've bought it, I'm waiting, and let's see what happens. Other than that, I wanted to share a little bit more about the token itself. Now, dual trading mode offers simple mode for casual traders, and pro mode with advanced features like hidden orders, yield generating collateral allow using staking tokens as BNB as yield bearing stablecoins. So we've seen products like this in the past. Multi-chain accessibility operates across BNB, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter. If you're into perp trading and you want to use DEX trading as opposed to keeping your money on a centralized exchange, this could actually be a very useful product for you. I myself am not a very big leverage trader, so I do not think I'll be using it directly as much myself, but I do think the project itself has validity, use case, and therefore could actually climb a lot in value. Now, if you agree with me or if you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments below. I'll actually be, I encourage other people's views on this, but I think it could do well, especially with the backing it has, the hype surrounding it, and it being relatively new, at least to us. So, yeah, I think it could be a very valuable project in the future, and we could see a big increase on this. And like I said, I'll take a 2x, 3x any time of the week. And yeah, let me know what you think, guys. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.